Alrighty, hello there. So welcome to part 0 of Dragon Age Inquisition. Because here in part 0, we have to cover something before I actually start the main game. Something relatively important. And that is this thing, which is called Dragon Age Keep. This is a website. By the way, this is not a separate thing, this is not a separate application or program, it's a website run by EA, Bioware. You look it up, Google it. You'll need an EA account to use it, I think. That's what you need nowadays for everything EA related. But anyway, the purpose of this whole thing here, just to kind of give it a rundown here. When Dragon Age Inquisition came out, apparently, I guess Bioware had some sort of dilemma on how to handle importing save data from the previous 2 games into Inquisition. I'm assuming there was some sort of incompatibility, and they just weren't able to, do like the usual thing of just importing the save from the previous game. I guess for some reason they just weren't able to do that, or there was a lot of technical problems with that. I would imagine it's probably because they had different game engines running between, like, all 3 games, so maybe that's the reason why. But anyway, the Keep is supposed to be their solution to this. So basically what you do with Keep is you design your world state to go into Inquisition, and that'll set you up. You'll go through all your choices here you made in the previous games, and it'll upload you'll get a file that contains all those choices, and that'll be imported into Inquisition. So you'll be starting off in kind of in the world state where you're left off at the end of Dragon Age 2, hopefully, if you're playing the games in order. So a few things to mention here first. Right now we're on the editable world states here. There's a number of world states I've kind of developed over time here. 2003 playthrough, this is what I have right now for my playthrough this year. So let me click that and make sure that is loaded in the Keep here. So when I was messing around with this earlier, I had an initial bit of confusion here. I could swear there was a part of me remember in the past that Keep somehow took your data and was able to set up the choices from your data beforehand, but apparently it doesn't do that. And I don't know how I'm misremembering this, but it'll only pull the profile data, provided it's been uploaded to EA or the Bioware social site, which I don't think is a thing anymore. And the most you'll get is probably the name and maybe the profile picture of the characters you played before. Thankfully, I went with a default Marion Hawk in Dragon Age 2, so I don't have to worry about her appearance being unusual or anything. Theron, on the other hand, from Dragon Age Origins, well, it doesn't matter. We're not going to see him. We're not going to see him anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. Spoiler: Hawk will show up in Dragon Age Inquisition, so I do want her to look the way she looked in Dragon Age 2. But since I went with a default Hawk, I should be safe there. So, I want to make sure it was loaded in. I went through and tried to make all my choices. So for that, we need to actually go to Tapestry, which is the main thing here. This is where you go through all the choices and decisions you made in the previous 2 games. And if you want to mess around in the 3rd game decision, you can. This is irrelevant because we're going to play through Inquisition. But you go in here. This is where Dragon Age Origin stuff. You want to select your hero. We have Theron already. You can change the heroes. This is where I got confused because I could have swore the game, the data would be uploaded to Keep, because I still have the data from my very first My very, very first playthrough of Dragon Age Origins character is still here in Keep, with his Aiden Kuzlin. He's still here, with his decisions and everything. But my other characters aren't, which is, I don't know why. It's very confusing. But I have to make sure I back out of this before I, see, otherwise I gotta use the default heroes. I have to check up here for the, default heroes, which... I will say, Dragon Age Keep, the thing itself here, the UI is a little not... It's not the best. The UI can get confusing, so I don't blame people to get confused using this thing. I used it years ago. I came back to it recently. I was a bit lost for a bit. But I'm not going to go through all of these things. I tried to remember what I did in the playthrough to the best of my ability. There's a lot of minor decisions that I don't really remember what I did. I don't think they have any impact on anything going forward. Which I make the little choices like this. Did the warden find Flemeth's grimoire from Oregon? I remember I did that. I fought Flemeth and killed her, even though she's still alive. So that's what I chose here. But let's say I did something different. Let's say I just took the book peacefully from Flemeth. I could just change my decision to that, or just didn't find the book at all, or didn't give it to Morgan. So we have that option here. Like I said, there's a lot of minor choices. The one thing that is pretty... that I think Keep does well, it will keep track of any conflicting decisions. Like if you helped out somebody else but caused somebody else to die, the Keep will actually notify you and hey, are you sure you want to make this decision because this character is dead already? You don't want to do something with them when they're dead or something like that. It'll prompt you to make a decision. So it does make an effort to try and stay consistent with the story decisions you made. Hey, let's see what else we got here. So I already kind of mentioned the heroes thing. This is where you can select what heroes you used. That's for the games. Career. Remember what this is here. I won't spend a whole lot of time on Keep, but I just want to kind of show you what it is. I think this is just achievements for each of the games. Yeah. I think this is a lore. Oh, we do get a nice map of Thetis in here. There are better ones online. But if you just want to have a quick look at the map of Thetis, as it is as a time of Inquisition, when it starts. When it starts, I would say. You have this. Ferelden is where Dragon Age Origin happened. All right in this area here. Dragon Age 2, Kirkwall, kinda covered pretty much just this region right here. Very small area, I know. Inquisition, on the other hand, is going to cover not just Ferelden, it's going to cover Orlais, and mostly this southern part of the map, for the most part. So we got a lot of area to cover in Inquisition. What else we got here? Replay, start. No, we don't need to do that. Check. Okay. Okay, now there is a... You can watch... This thing will add together kind of a summary of the events that happened for you. And I think we... Okay, this over here is where you make sure you export the world state to Inquisition. Let's make sure I do that here before I forget. Let's continue. You have to verify this matches the in-game date of 11/29. Okay, well, I'll do that when I get there. Anyway, so we can play this, and it will actually play out a summary of the events of the previous two games for you. So if you didn't watch the streams, you want to hear what happened in a very generic and boring way, well, good luck. We get to do that. If you don't care about that, you can skip this, and we can just go straight to the game. Anyway, I'll let this play out here. think we get Varric. Does Varric narrate this? I think so. Give it a moment.
If you believe the stories, mankind's pride gave rise to the Darkspawn. Countless in number and toxic to all life, Darkspawn search endlessly for an archdemon. When they find one, Darkspawn armies surge up from their corrupt barrows beneath the ground, and a blight begins. Grey Wardens are the only warriors capable of destroying an archdemon, and history always honors the one who sacrifices all to kill the beast. In the fifth blight, the Warden was the hero of Ferelden, a hunter from a clan of Dalish elves. The hero discovered a corrupted elven artifact and was tainted by the same foul magic that drives the Darkspawn.
That would be
The only
Theron.
cure for the young elf was to join Duncan as a Grey Warden.
Unwillingly.
Allied Ferelden
Would
and
have.
Grey Warden forces met in Ostagar, where King Kaelin's armies and a host of wardens gathered, ready to destroy the Darkspawn. But valor turned to despair as Loghain betrayed his king. Kaelin's forces were slaughtered, and the south was lost. The hero, now a full-fledged Grey Warden, survived with the aid of Flemeth, the mysterious witch of the wilds. Joined by Flemeth's daughter, Morrigan, and a Grey Warden named Alistair, the hero set out to build an army strong enough to abolish the Blight. With the traitorous Loghain now seated on Ferelden's throne, the Warden sought help from the influential Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. However, they arrived in Redcliffe to find the town under siege. As each night, undead rose in waves and assailed the battered village. With the hero's help, the people of Redcliffe stood fast against the undead horde. The Wardens reached Arl Eamon's castle only to find the Arl lying at the edge of death, and his court fallen into madness. To save his father's life, Eamon's young son, Connor, had made a deal with the demon, and quickly fallen victim to its possession. The hero intervened, freeing Connor from possession, and breaking the demon's hold over Redcliffe.
Yeah, I helped
But
everybody
deals
there.
with demons are never straightforward. The demon agreed only to save Eamon's life, not restore him to health. Arl Eamon needed a miracle to recover. The hero located an urn containing
A little out of
the
order
ashes
here.
of Andraste, which were said to cure any.
I didn't get the urn
The
until
urn was
like
protected
close to
by
the
ancient
end.
Traps, tests of will, and a dragon-worshipping cult that wanted to twist the urn's power to its own ends. The urn remained pure, but mysteriously disappeared after the Wardens departed. Only the temple dedicated to it still stands. With a pinch of the ashes, the hero restored the Arl to health. Informed of Loghain's treachery, Eamon swore his political and military support. The circles of Magi are bound by oath to aid the Grey Wardens in times of blight. However, Lake Calenhad's tower could offer little help. One of its mages, Uldred, had become possessed by a pride demon and was twisting other circle mages into abominations. The hero fought to the top of the tower and defeated Uldred, saving the remaining mages. Grateful for their lives, the mages joined the Warden's army. The allies gained at the circle were not the only soldiers to join the Warden's forces, however. Dalish elves don't usually make alliances, but even deep hatred can be set aside in the face of oblivion. An ancient curse was destroying Ferelden's largest Dalish clans, turning the elves into werewolves. Zathrian, the clan's keeper, claimed that the cure required the heart of the great wolf, Witherfang. Years before, Zathrian himself had afflicted a group of humans with the curse that now ravaged his clan. As long as he lived, the curse endured. The hero freed the werewolves from the long-standing curse, and the Dalish joined the Warden's forces. Blights may happen hundreds of years apart, but the dwarves who live below the surface of Thedas fight Darkspawn every day. No one is better schooled in battling Darkspawn than the warriors of Orzammar. except perhaps their allies of old, the Grey Wardens.
Sometimes this happens. Did I mention Dragon Age Keep is a little buggy sometimes? It is. Can we continue the story here?
Dalish elves don't usually make alliances, but even deep hatred can be set aside in the face of oblivion. An ancient curse was destroyed.
Yeah, we already covered that. Didn't do Paragon here. Is Paragon of Rakan just not playing? Anyway, I know we sided with Caradon and killed Bronca. That's what I remember from that. Paragon was much king, though.
The hero emerged from the deep roads with a master-forged crown to bestow the Paragon's favor upon whichever rival candidate.
I don't know why we're not getting the animation anymore.
Balin, the youngest son of King Endrin, who was suspected of foul play, or Haramont, the aging traditionalist backed by the Dwarven Assembly.
Okay, that's just... That's the story summary is currently unavailable. Okay, whatever. Like I said, this thing's buggy sometimes. It would have been nice to see the whole thing play through, but... Truth be told, it's not that interesting. It gets kind of boring after about 5 minutes. But anyway. Alright, just from my point of view, to summarize the major events here that I remember Theron did. Theron was a Dalish elf. He was a warrior. He decided to go for great swords. He was big-ass sword elf boy. He initially was kind of anti-human, very ornery, but he kind of softened up after a while during my playthrough, but... We brokered peace between the werewolves and the elves, Dalish elves. We destroyed the anvil. We helped Caradon. Killed Bronca. Tied with the mages at the Mage Tower. We romanced Zevran. Because, you know, it was the only romance option I never really did in Origins. It worked out. We used Sacred Ashes, saved Arl Eamon. We helped Redcliffe out. We made okay, we did something a little unique here. We made Honora the queen, but I made sure to keep Alistair as a Grey Warden. So Alistair is a Grey Warden. He's still in the Grey Wardens. Honora is the king, is the queen. King. There's a lot of little minor choices in Denerim and some other things that I don't really quite remember what I did. And I don't think this stuff is really going to be that important. There's stuff in the prologue. I know I saved the dog because dog was part of the team. And let's see, the Battle of Denerim. We killed the Archdemon, but we made Alistair have the God Baby with Morgan. Which was hilarious, by the way. You should totally try to make that happen if you play the game. It's just such a weird scene. But we'll see how that plays out in Inquisition here. Anyway, into Awakening. I did allow the Architect to live. Nathaniel's alive. I chose to protect Amaranthine. Uh, Vigil's Keep was destroyed, I assume. And I don't remember what I did with Ogren and Felsi. I honestly just don't remember. I assume they got back together or not. I don't remember what I did. But I guess we'll just assume they got back together. Whatever. What else is there? Witch Hunt. We did not go through the Alluvion with Morgan. And Warden's Keep, I know I lit... I got the Power of Blood. I didn't... I let Avernus continue his research in an ethical way, and I killed Sophia. And, Shale is alive and well. Got Shale. Okay, so Dragon Age 2, I played a mage, female, Marion Hawk. We romanced, Anders, sorry. Brain fart there for a moment here. Anders is still alive and well too, by the way. I chose not to kill him at the end, even though I was still kind of pissed at him. Fredgenberg. Pretty sure I killed Bartran. Bethany has to be dead if you're playing female Hawk, so yeah. And Carver became a Templar. He's still alive and well. I think I made sure Varric got rid of the Red Lyrium. I think that's what I did. Bethany's dead. Isabella stayed friends. The only real difference here is Fenris is dead, because Bastard betrayed me at the end. So, I'm sorry, Fenris will not be returning in this playthrough. If he ever does. Well, I have no idea if he was supposed to come back in Dreadwolf or not, but in any case, he ain't coming back, so. We were friends with Meryl, but we did kill Meryl's clan, though. Her clan is no more. We were on good terms with Aveline, the guy with Donic, and Sebastian. I think we were on good terms with Talus. We didn't romance her, I know that. Or we didn't kiss her, whatever. And yeah, that's that to that. Act 1. I think we went with the smugglers. We joined up with the smugglers, I know, and we killed the dragons. I know we did that. Admiral went to the Dalish and he became a super dream mage. Katojan went to the Knorri and we still had to kill them anyway. No, not Act 2. Act 3. Where's Act 2? Act 2, not Act 3. Act 2. Gaskar's dead. Inside of Varnell, then inside of Patrice, because Patrice is an asshole. I don't remember Yevon. I don't remember who that was. Javaris is still alive. I'm pretty sure he is. We did kill the Aeroshock in a duel to the death. Fenrir became a Dream Mage, yes, and Guardsman. Again, there's a lot of choices here that I don't really think have any impact on Inquisition, but they're here anyway. Legacy, yes, we sided with Larius, and we found Malcolm's Will. I'm pretty sure I did. And Act 3, we generally sided with the mages, even though I think we tried to... Hawk tried her best to make peace between both sides, and of course the game doesn't let you do that. It forces you to take a side ultimately, so ultimately we sided with the mages. We allowed the fool Emil to go, I remember him. Unfortunately, I never encountered Zevran in Dragon Age 2, and I'm still kind of ticked off about that. Somehow I completely missed his quest, but oh well. So I did not encounter Zevran, even though I should have, but didn't. I did encounter Nathaniel, though. And we killed the dragon. Yeah. We fought Meredith. Meredith turned into a statue, if you know the ending, and that's pretty much it. We're up to where we are. So at the end of Dragon Age 2, Hawk just kind of disappears while Cassandra and Liliana try to deal with the Exalted March, which is happening on Kirkwall or around Theus because of the mage uprisings. That's kind of where things are in the world right now. Hawk has just disappeared. Cassandra and Liliana want to form a new Inquisition to deal with the mage Templar conflict, and they want to have Hawk as the leader of the Inquisition, which actually goes back into why Cassandra was kind of dealing with Varric back in Dragon Age 2, because that's what the original plan was, but of course it didn't work out that way, as we'll find out in Inquisition here. Anyway, that's about all I really gotta say about Keep. It's a tool. It's not a very good tool, but it is what it is, you know. I don't really like the UI. It's a little buggy. I wish it would pull more data directly from your save states. That would make it more useful, but it doesn't do that. Now, I do hope whenever Bioware gets to Dreadwolf, I want them to massively overhaul this thing so that it is a lot more user-friendly. Please, Bioware, fix this thing and update it, please. Because if this is still as buggy as it is right now when Dreadwolf comes out, oh, that's gonna be such a headache. Especially if there's so many new players. This whole thing needs to be overhauled. And yes, I have heard many times about the servers for this thing being down and not being usable. I personally have not had that problem with it. The biggest problems I tend to run into is login issues, because for some reason EA always has freaking login issues for me. Drives me crazy sometimes, but didn't have that issue tonight though. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about this. I'm going on 30 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here. Anyway, that's Dragon Age Keep, kind of in the 30-minute nutshell here. Let's go start Dragon Age Inquisition and stop messing around with this stupid thing. Anyway, I'll see you in the game.